Hello and welcome to this Veeam hands-on lab for AI-powered threat detection. Thank you for joining today. Just going to give you a very quick whiz around the lab or drive around the lab, just so we can see what we're working with today and see the new Veeam capabilities in Veeam version 12.1, which was released in December 2023. So just going straight through to the main update, I would say. So just going through to, if you hit inventory here, you can see malware detection. So we see here there's a few different ways we can actually detect malware inbound to the Veeam data platform now. So we've got first up encryption detection. So we're using inline entropy analysis with our Veeam powered AI model. So we're looking at detecting encrypted data coming into the platform. And you can just see here, you've got a slider just to select how sensitive you want that to be. So we're just going on the extreme here just for one of our use cases. We can also look at file system, malicious file extensions that are coming to the platform. We'll be looking at that again today on one of our simulated events that we're looking at in this hands-on lab. We're not looking at this today, but you can also integrate with a third party such as CrowdStrike, Darktrace, Sophos, etc. And if one of those tools detects an incident on the live production estate, you can just fire off API level to Veeam and say, hey, there's an incident, do a quick backup that's least data loss and is clean, hopefully clean, and just essentially using that third-party tool to monitor production ultimately. So we can also do short backup. So we've got data integrity testing. So Veeam's been able to do this for quite a while using a virtual lab, which is just in here. You can absolutely still use that, which is on VMware at Hyper-V, and just spins up machines within a secure sandbox environment. As I say, you can still do that, but now we can run it a lot easier just using essentially a Veeam job on its own. So you can just set up a job without having to go and set up a virtual lab within your hypervisor. So I'll just show you what that looks like. So I'll just edit that. We had our job in, just going slightly off piste. We can now also process random machines on each run. So if you have 100, 1,000, etc. machines that you want to check the integrity of or perform scans of, then you can just select 10, 50, 100, depending on how powerful your estate is. Just going through to settings, we've got some new options here. So we've got the ability to scan with our antivirus software. So we're looking at that today. We're using Windows Defender. You can use anything ultimately with a command line interface. And we've got a brand new option here using YARA rules. So YARA rules allow you to use a file to go and scan for ransomware, which we'll be looking at today. Or we could also use it for other use cases, such as looking for personal identifiable data, credit cards and the like within your backup files. So YARA files are actually pretty neat for those use cases. It's also very rapid to go and scan through backups of YARA files. So you can use one or both of these. It may obviously be more secure and checking your backups and verifying them just to use both in conjunction if you have the bandwidth. You can also schedule this. So if you just want to check the integrity of data with or without antivirus and YARA files, you can just scan that at any time. You can also do this scanning on demand. So if I just right click my backup here, iCar, by the way, is just some dummy malware that gets picked up by antivirus and malware products. Just to explain that away. So if I right click my backup here and just hit scan backup, I can actually run these on demand. Again, we'll be looking at this today, and you can actually have a few more options here. So you can just go and, if you have a known ransomware event, you can just click find the last clean restore point, and it'll scan through and find the last clean restore point. Or you can select a range of dates just down here. Or if you're looking more for personal identifiable data, so just talking here about PII, PHI, PCI, or PID, then you can just go through and just use the particular option here. Or you can use as Veeam's been able to do for a while, just use your antivirus product. And there's the option here just to select your YARA rule. Something that Veeam's been able to do for a while is just immutability. So immutability to Veeam is just preventing data deletion by any party, even if it's held on a hyperscaler, like AWS for example, preventing data deletion even by the root user, which would be AWS in that example. But today I've got a Scala repository set up using a hardened repository. So this is an immutable repository that's typically held on premise using commodity hardware. Just need a Linux operating system with the XFS file system for that. And then you can have immutable backups on premise. We're using a VM in this instance, but we wouldn't recommend using a VM because then whatever platform you're running that VM on can be compromised and VM then deleted. So we'd always recommend using physical hardware for that particular use case for the majority of setups. Some niche use cases like VMware on cloud, it may be appropriate. Object storage, so we're just using some S3 storage at the back end with object lock enabled. And I've pieced these together using a Scala repository. It's got my performance tier here, hardened repository, my capacity tiers, my object storage. And I've got the copy option enabled here. So copied essentially is a mirror to the performance and capacity tier. And I've also got data encryption to object storage as well. So my backup job is encrypted. Data upload to my object storage is also encrypted. So data and metadata, crucially. We're not using the archive tier today, but you can use this for your use case for AWS and AWS Glacier, Glacier Deep Archive, or Azure Archive as well. But we're not using that today, but you absolutely can. That's just a very quick drive around the lab. I hope you enjoy it and look forward to any questions and hope you enjoy Veeam Update 12.1. Thank you very much.